author W.R. Franklin.
And I am author extraordinaire, Lisa White Sparrow.
And you are watching the I'm Just Saying podcast. Number 2. We'll go live soon. Trust us.
We're still working out the kinks. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We deeply appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has texted and messaged us and given us hints and suggestions. Thank you for the people who want to be guests. We appreciate you. So it's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't mean for it to be this long. Life has been life, and baby.
Life does a lot of life.
And we had a lot of technical difficulties.
Yes.
Trying to get this figured out.
The camera and the sound, and hopefully you can hear this, and that would be pretty dope if it did work. And if I look a little what's the word?
Confused?
No. like I'm hurting. We went to the rage room yesterday and I raged on this wrist. So if you see me wince, it's because I've turned the wrong way. No old jokes, please. You were gearing up. You were gearing up to call me old. So what would you like to talk about today, Miss Extraordinaire?
Okay, so let's talk about why we went to the rage room in the first place.
Okay.
So, I'll start. So I went 3 years ago, and my baby sister took me as my birthday gift, part of my birthday gift. And thank you, baby sister. I broke my finger. Yeah, 3 years ago, and still don't have full range of that finger, but it is totally worth it. It's great to get out aggression. This is not sponsored, by the way, but
if you'd like to be a sponsor, go ahead.
We will not.
I have no problem with that.
So it was totally worth it. Sorry, it was totally worth the broken finger. I was a little skittish when we went back on yesterday, but I still, hit a few things, and it's good for letting out aggression and depression. And if you feel disrespected, whatever negative emotions that you're feeling, that is an excellent place to go to be able to let all of that out.
Yeah, it was my first time, and like she said, she was skittish. Well, she was probably skittish because of the finger.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I was just skittish. I was like, this isn't gonna work. This is gonna be weird and or whatever. And we got in there, and I broke a couple of things, and then I stood back. I'm like, okay, your turn. And after a while, she said, no, keep going, because I have had a lot of stuff built up. And I got in there, and she was playing DMX, and I was playing 9 Inch Nails, and had the bottles up on the thing, and I smashed the first one, and I was like, that felt pretty good. And then I was trying to throw stuff against the wall, and it was just bouncing back. Bottles, liquor bottles and beer bottles, those are thick, and they don't want to break. So I didn't think I was going to be able to break anything. And then the song changed, and she said, oh, go ahead. You're fine. And I guess I got into it because I started thinking about stuff and thinking about the stuff that was bothering me, and something shifted, and I had the bat, and I was hitting bottles, and as they exploded, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, and these are, again, there's the one frosted, but it was like a Belvedere bottle, Belvedere vodka.
Liquor bottle, yeah.
Yes. And it was like this thick. Blam, blew up. Did a Crown Royal bottle. Blam, blew up. And I was like, this is amazing. And then we ran out of glassware, because they only give you a certain amount. Ran out of glassware. So there was an old flat screen TV in the room. And I walk up to there, and I just start going to town on it with the bat. And that's when I started to feel better, because I'm thinking about all these one-liners of stuff that has happened, people have said to me and hurt me, and, told me I was good enough, told me I was wrong for being me, blah, blah, blah. And I start going to town. And after a while, I was like, how much longer am I going to be able to be in here? Because I was like, I had lost all track of time at this point. I wasn't even changing the music, and that would have been a big deal for me. I was just, what DMX Greatest Hits was playing, and I'm like, and just going to town. And she said that you said that you could see it. You
Oh,
could see the change.
oh
or
yeah.
whatever?
I mean, because it was that's the only analogy I can think of.
Mhm.
So, like when you've seen the videos of cats and they have something on the table, and then they just kind of
Oh, knock
knock
it
it
down. Yeah.
down. And you were like, oh, this is cute. And right. But there was a moment, and it was that shift that I could see, and your whole demeanor changed. And I was like, yep, that's where it's at. And it's so funny because he didn't realize what was going on.
Mhm.
So it's not a very big room.
Mhm.
So you want to stay in a corner.
It's like it's longer than it is wide,
yes,
but it's not very long.
It's not. And I was in the corner because I'd already been there, like I said, with my sister. I'm 5'10" and she's 5'2"-ish. And she had a golf club, and she was swinging for everything she's worth. And I'm all crouched up, yelling at her because I don't know if she forgot I was there or what was going on, but you could easily hurt the person that's in there with you if you're not paying attention. So I'm a big girl, I know that. And I was, just kind of in this corner, letting him do his thing. Then when he started wailing and going to town, I'm trying to, get out because glass is exploding everywhere. So that's the whole thing about it is like, yeah, you want to take a change of clothes.
Yeah.
And that's what we change shirts. And you're going to want to wear something that's long sleeve because again, glass is going everywhere. And there was a certain point in which you hit something and I was like, oh, my back hurts.
Oh yeah.
And of course it wasn't intentional.
But apparently like glass flew over after I hit,
yes,
and then it hit you in the back.
Between my back and the wall. So yeah, and then once I shifted and changed positions, then it's like, oh, okay. Then I felt it hit my booty and I let it move to the floor. But that's a good segue into things that people say and not being able to feel like you can be yourself. And for me, my whole FU vibe is strong.
Right. I'm developing mine.
You are. Because I tried to be everything to everybody and I didn't know who Lisa was.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea. I was, Lauren and Leon's mother, and which I absolutely love being. And I was so-and-so's girlfriend. I was such and such and so-and-so at work. And how about Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was Ed's little brother constantly. And that was high school. Well, of course, being a little kid, but that carried on to adulthood. Oh, you Ed's little brother. No, I'm Wayne, actually. How you doing? But that was my label. Ed's little brother. And that was from school, just to people that we knew, to family. Oh yeah, that's Wayne. But here come Franklin. Here come Frank. That's what they call my big brother. And it was my brother is, without exaggeration, he's kind of larger than life.
Kind of?
Yeah.
The man is huge.
He's a football player. He played for Houston Oilers, not to give my age away or his, played for the Houston Oilers, and he's a power lifter in Germany, and so he's huge.
He's a big man.
And I graduated high school at 145 pounds, 5'4". We went to the.
You were 5'4" when you graduated high school.
Anyway, I was no, but yeah, I was 5. I was shorter than I am now. Let's put it that way. And I'm 5'6" now. So, but when 10th grade, I went to the high school he graduated from, and I went up to his football coach. I said, "Hey, coach, I'm Wayne Franklin. I'm Ed Franklin's little brother." He didn't even say hi. He went, What happened to you? Story of my life. I'm the small, non-football playing, whatever, but I'm still, you know what I mean? I'm still a person. I'm still,
Yeah,
I got my own thing. And
absolutely.
it, for the longest, and I probably, well, yeah, I think I'm still his little brother. Not Wayne or W.R. Franklin, the author or screenwriter or any of that. I'm still his little brother. That's old. That gets old. So,
But unfortunately, I think it's a label you'll never be able to get rid of because, like, growing up, 2 kids, one name. Lisa Lamont, Lamont Lisa.
Mhm.
And everybody always thought Lamont was older than me because he's taller than I am.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, I'm the oldest of my mother's children. And the thing, I've just learned to accept 2 kids, one name.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to accept that. But having my own identity now is what's important because, you know, I think I gave the example before, like, I think my son was in high school, which meant that he was, you know, going to be leaving home soon. And somebody was like, well, what would you like to do on a date? And I said, oh, Chuck E. Cheese. That's all I
That's
knew.
all you know. Yeah.
That's all I knew. And they were like, he's going to be leaving home soon. So you have to figure out what it is you like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a foreign concept to me because I spent so much time being Lauren and Leon's mom that I didn't have my own identity.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I hid behind them for a long time and I was comfortable with that. However, they're both grown and married, and I had to figure out, what does Lisa like?
Right.
You know, who am I? And I don't have to do things just because people want me to. I'm a grown woman at this point, good and grown, grandma grown. So, you know, who is Lisa?
Yeah.
And not settling for bullcrap behavior because I feel like I have to, so and so will like me, so such and such will be in my life, so nobody's mad at me.
Right.
You know what? I don't give a blankety blank if somebody likes me to this day because I like me.
That was amazing. I love your self-censoring because I know you, but I digress. Go ahead. I'm very proud of you. So proud. But no, go ahead.
That was a little challenging.
Yeah, I know. I saw you flinch a bit. Like, yeah, I know.
Woo, because the words that I say sometimes impress me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it became very important to me to, wait a minute, my voice matters. I matter. Lisa matters. And for me, it felt very selfish.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it felt so selfish. Like, you focusing on you and what you like. That is
wrong. Yeah.
Yes, and wrong. And how dare you?
Right.
When, wait a minute, I matter.
Yeah.
Lisa, matter. So that was it was a hard concept because I put everyone first. At the detriment of myself.
Yes.
Even when I don't feel like it, even when I don't feel good, because I have health challenges. And even when I just want to go to bed. I just want to go home. Do you want to? In my mind, no. But because you want to.
Because you want to, we can go. Yeah.
Exactly. Knowing good and darn well I'm in too much pain. Knowing I'm not up to it. But I try because I don't want to disappoint anyone.
Right. No, I get that. And I'm not sure, we haven't gone that deep, but I've done that. I did that forever. And because I was informed that thinking of myself is a selfish thing and not understanding that it's okay to be selfish about certain things. I mean, you don't like alienate other people, but it's all right to be selfish. It's all right to look out for you. Like the whole, what is it, the airplane thing? Airplane's going down and the mask comes down. You need to put yours on before you take care of whoever else. Was the king of, no, let me make sure everybody else's mask is done and I'm dying. And I did that for years. because I felt like I'm being selfish if I don't do that, and everybody else is more important. I'll be okay. I just make sure you're okay. And it's like I knew it, but I didn't want to admit to it. But it took going to family therapy with my youngest son, who does that, and me going, dude, you can't do that. You got to take care of yourself. Not realizing I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to him. That tripped me out.
And sometimes listening to y'all talk is definitely a miniature version of you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I see his mouth moving.
Yeah.
But it sure sounds like your daddy is saying this.
Yes.
Because, I mean, a lot of what he says sounds like you. Well, I don't want someone so to be mad at me. I don't want this, that, and the third. And I'm like, but it's okay.
And it's so funny. I get so, like, when he's gotten a lot better. But when he would do it, I would be furious. Not like taking it out on him, like, not like that, but furious that somebody, one, would do that to anybody. And two, definitely you're doing it to my son. That's not what we're going to do. But like I said, it's just wild that I'm this upset that people are doing this to him, not realizing that all that was done to me. And I let it happen. It's like, all right, I've already been through that, so I don't want you to go through it. Even though, you know what I mean? It's like, I still do it, or I would still do it. I would still let it happen.
Right. But you did it because you felt like you had no choice. Yeah. And, people were like, well, people only let you do what you allow them to do. Be that as it may, sometimes you feel like you don't have a choice. Yeah. And that's what people are not focused on.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't have a choice. I felt like that was the only way to go about doing X, Y, and Z.
Right. And then they come at you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're
they come at you like, you had a choice. You had a choice.
Right.
They don't. I didn't feel like I had a choice. I felt like this is what was necessary to do at the time. But then the people you talk to want to criticize you for that. You should have known better. If I didn't know, I didn't know. If, you know what I mean? If this is where my head was while I was doing that, that's where it was.
Right.
Don't bash me now.
Right.
For, something I did, things I didn't know to do or didn't know to not do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And I can never get mad at someone because they don't know, but it's when you know and you still do the same shenanigans. If somebody is telling, look, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to fix that.
Yeah.
Okay, then that lets me know. But if I let you know this is a problem, but you're trying to fix it, or let's say I'm letting you know this is a problem, but you don't know how to fix it or what to do, and I need clarification.
Yeah.
That's a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
Because at least it shows you're engaged and you're trying.
Yeah. Like I've relationship-wise been told, you don't do this. If I don't know what it is, okay, can you explain that to me? No, you should already know. Then how am I going to fix that if I don't know? Well, you need to find out. Okay. And I've literally gone online and typed what it is I'm supposedly not doing in to like Google just to find out, because I'm like, I don't know who else I'm supposed to ask. When I ask people, a lot of people are like, well, did you ask her? What does that mean? Yes. And she says I should already know. And I don't know. So me not knowing is a character flaw.
No, it's not.
No, that's what I was treated like. And when I said, well, is this a character flaw now? It was either with or without those words. Yeah. That's the problem with you. Like I have a horrible sense of direction. Thank God for GPS. Let's put it, nobody asked you. Let's put it that way. I have a horrible sense of direction, and I know this, and I admit this. You give me a landmark. Oh, the McDonald's by the Red Robin. I know exactly where you're talking about. Otherwise, give me GPS. I was told for years, the fact that I have no sense of direction is a character flaw. Yeah, direct words. I said, so why you treat me like this is a character flaw? It is. You should know this. But I don't. I just did a blog post, and part of it was a conversation. It was kind of exaggerated conversation between me and this person. And the conversation was like, what do you mean you don't know Latin? And I'm like, I took French in high school. What kind of a man don't know Latin? I don't know anybody who knows Latin. You're supposed to teach me Latin. When did we have this conversation? I'm supposed to teach you Latin. I don't know Latin. Some man that is the level of conversation I've had with this person, basically berating me for something I don't know. And then not berating me and then lessening who I am because I don't know something. If it never came up for me to know why.
Exactly.
I can tell you every member of the Wu-Tang Clan because that's something that came up that's embedded. I can tell you how to write a screenplay. I can tell you how to write a book, but I don't know Latin. I ain't never been to Latin America or Latvia or wherever they speak Latin. There's no reason. And it didn't interest me enough to go, you know what, I need to know how to write Latin. No.
Right.
But then because of that, if it wasn't important enough for me to learn or look into, then I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent.
You're fine.
But yeah.
And here's the thing about that is each relationship is unique. Each relationship is different, just like people are. And at this age, I'm not going to entertain foolishness anymore. I don't care who it is. Don't mean I don't love you, but boogie boo, I love me more.
Right.
I love me more.
Now I'm just now getting to that point.
Yeah. And it took me, for me, and I know everybody didn't feel like this. The pandemic was a blessing. Mm-hmm. It was a complete blessing for me because I was able to work from home for 2 years. Nobody in, nobody out. I only left home for groceries. On occasion, I would go spend time with my grandchildren, but for the most part, I was home. I did a lot of shadow work. I did a lot of working on Lisa and getting to the root cause of X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing it right, you're going to get embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even a little humiliated. And then I accepted this. Why?
Yeah.
I stayed in relationships way longer than I should have. And again, my children were grown by the time the pandemic came along. So it was just me. It was me and Zippy. And if y'all hear him over there, we just got him some live fish. And he's eating all 12 of them.
He wiped them out really quick.
Really quick. And he's going around his tank still looking for more. So I do apologize that he's a little bit more active than usual. But I digress. It was just me and him. And, you know, if he get to make it too much of a ruckus, I throw something over him. He stopped moving around, creating a ruckus, and I can go on about what I'm doing, or I just go to a whole different room. But this is my office, so I had to be back here working. So it wasn't like I could just shut the door.
Right.
But again, I was able to write a lot. I was able to find out, figure out, realize a lot of stuff during that time. And for me, it was one of the best things that could have happened because I was able to take that time and just write it out. You know, I don't have that level of time now because, you know, everything is back up. The world is back open again. And, you know, I work multiple jobs and go to school. So I don't have that level of time. Plus, you know, grandbabies. But I suggest, for me personally, letting a lot of that hurt and pain and depression, anxiety go through going to the rage room.
Yeah.
It's an hour away. It's in Bucyrus, Ohio. And if you can't, bowling alleys, I think, will probably be the next best thing.
Yeah.
You're not tearing stuff up, but you're
smashing the pins, and you can that throw.
Exactly.
Yes, but what we did axe throwing. That I think you have to do that more than once because we did it and we played 2 games. First game, I don't think I scored. I don't think
I
that.
think you got on. Everybody scored. You made it on the board,
Okay.
the scoreboard. But
In the second game, I actually was
yeah,
hitting the target.
yeah,
But it was, learn how to do it, and then you
right.
get into it, and I couldn't. The axe wouldn't. It would go and bounce off the target or whatever. This one won.
The first game.
The first game, and we had what, 7 people. More than that.
No, it was 7.
7.
Because
Annie
Annie
didn't.
play.
Annie didn't
Yeah.
play. Okay, but this is just getting that out, and like I said, when I actually made contact with the bottle, I felt it. I was like, that's what I needed. That helped to get it out. Sure, I'm in pain today. Digress. But no, nobody asked you. But yeah, doing things like that, it to me it always seemed like, oh, it's cliche. That's not real. No, it worked for me.
Oh, it's real. And another thing for me, again, is getting out in public, getting out in nature.
Oh yeah.
I love just getting out there in my bare feet. I'm country. When nobody asked me.
Nobody asked me.
I like in the spring and summertime when it's warm, I don't wear house shoes or shoes inside. I love put my feet in the grass. It's called grounding as well. And I'm telling you, there's something about being outside in the grass, being outside in the water. Remember when we went to
Cleveland
or Lake Erie?
Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm. And you were like, okay, you were just going to humor me.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But when you finally I don't know what happened, but there was that shift again for you.
Yeah, because I was never a beach person. I was like, I don't like summer. My birthday is in August, but I know, right? But I've never been a summer person because I don't like heat, and I don't like. I've always been a winter person because I can throw clothes on to get rid of the cold, but once you get to a certain point, there's nothing else to take off, and I'm like, I've never. Plus allergies and all that stuff, but I've never been a summer person. So beach was like, oh, that's cool looking. I can't swim. I ain't no reason to be. I didn't lose anything in the sand. I don't need to be out there. I ain't tried nothing. So, but when we went to the beach at Lake Erie, I've been to a man-made beach here in Columbus, and I mean, I don't know any better. Beach people will let me know that the beach that I went to, the man-made beach, is just all toxic and this, that, and the other. I took it. We went, and the boys seemed to have fun. I got cool pictures of them. But that's as beachy as I know. I went to the beach in Los Angeles in the 10th grade. Okay, I was on the beach. Woohoo! I don't even think I got in the water. I wrote my name in the sand, and that was about it. But she got me there, and at first I'm just like, because I don't take my shirt off in public. I don't do these things. But once we got on the beach and started walking into the water, that's when the shift came, because you were like, no, you're going to feel it drop or whatever, the shelf or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we walk in, and I felt it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. It was cold, but then I got used to it.
It was a little chilly that day.
It's like once you get used to the water, I'm like, all right, this isn't too bad. But it was weird. The sand between my toes is what did it. I was like, okay, I like this. And I couldn't put my finger on exactly what it was, but I was like, this is pretty cool. This is okay. And she's also taught me about grounding. I think I'd read about it, but I didn't know anything about it. And one day there's a, what is it? Hoover Dam? Is that where we went? We were parked looking at the water.
Yes.
Yeah. We were at Hoover Dam, and I'd gone up there before, just, sit out and look at the water or whatever. She said, well, you want to ground? I'm like, what's that going to entail? And so you got to take your socks and shoes off. And I'm sitting there going, and it wasn't even, I don't even think it was spring, was it? It was still it was getting warm. But
it was about this time last year.
Okay. And we were in the car, and she said, you ready? And I'm like, I guess so. Took shoes and socks off and went out, and like the dam is here. And then, you got the beach or whatever that is. And then we're back here by the parking area. And we went over by the trees and socks and shoes off, and we're standing in the grass. And I'm like, okay, what's next? And she's like, just stand. And I stood there and I was like, well, this is all right. Because I didn't know what to expect. And then in my head, I'm like, this is weird. I don't want to go stand in the grass. Yeah, it was amazing. And I used to hear people go stand in some grass. Go when you get off work, go stand in the grass. This is like, working at home. And the company I worked for was in Texas. No, California. Get out and go stand in some grass. I'm like, for what? I get it now. Grounding was amazing. It made me feel. It's like when I told you the first time I ever saged, and I go around with the sage, and then afterwards, and then the Palo Santo and all that, and afterwards I would just sit on the couch. And if you know me, there's always a TV or music playing somewhere. I sat down and I was like, and it was quiet, and I was like, okay, I like this, and I don't get it. But it was peace. It was a peaceful thing. So,
and for me, I'm a water baby. I love being in the water. Mom took us for swimming lessons, and we were little. And I'm an Aquarius, water bear, but I love swimming. Water is my happy place because where I kept saying. Was it when we went to the beach in Cleveland? I need to get water. I need to go to water. Or was it Myrtle Beach?
It might have been Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I was like,
oh yeah, because we didn't go to the beach until the last day in Myrtle Beach
because it was too cold.
Because it was too cold.
Oh, between having to check out of the hotel and the plane leaving.
Oh yeah, we had like 3 hours, something like that.
No, we had way more than that, like 4, 5 hours.
Oh yeah, because it was an early checkout.
It was an early checkout, and then our flight didn't leave until like 6 or something. Yeah. And I kept saying, I need the ocean. I need the ocean. And then when we got home, I need the water. I need the water. And he didn't understand why I kept saying that. And for me, it's part of the grounding part of it, but it's also, I love swimming. That's just my thing. Now, when we went to Myrtle Beach and when we went to Cleveland, the Cleveland beach, it was too cold both times that we went, but still being able to put your feet in the water sometimes is enough. To feel the sand between your toes, like you said, sometimes that's enough as well. And then once you climb all 3,000 steps to get back up to where the park is. They have where you can rinse your feet off, before you get back in the
back in your car.
Yeah, back in your car. But it's important to be you, no matter what people says, no matter what society says, because too many times society says you can't be you because you have to fit into this box or this mold or whatever it is. And I'm like, F them.
Yeah.
My F you button is strong. Right. And for me, if you know anything about me and anything about my past, oh my God, no. I was never, what? That was
right. You had to be what everybody else needed or wanted.
Yes, and needed.
Yeah.
Or if I thought ahead and let me figure this one out. Let me try to do 3 steps in front of that person and what they wanted me to be. And that is taxing.
That's exhausting.
It really it is. And so now I'm comfortable in the skin I'm in. Yes, I'm a big girl, but again, I'm comfortable in the skin I'm in. And I don't feel the need to doll myself up as I was told recently, which really hurt my feelings. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough.
But that's what she asked me. She said, am I not good enough? I'm like, I didn't say it. You're fine. You're perfect.
Right.
You're good.
Right. No. And for that moment, I was in my head. And then I'm like, it almost flew out.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw
it. So in that moment, it made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And, doll yourself up before you get on camera. This is me. Life has been life, and baby. And people don't understand this. A lot of times when you see me, there's stuff going on in the background that you have no idea that's going on. Whether it's a health challenge, whether it is life, and school,
Mhm.
you know, because we getting ready to round the corner for I'm in what, week 10 or 11,
Mhm.
and it's 16 weeks. I got a paper due. I couldn't even begin to tell you what my topic is for this research paper
Mhm.
yet, but it'll be done.
Right.
And that's the advantage of being a writer.
Right.
And as you
Exactly.
can see, here's our books. He did a really good job. I came home from work and it was like that one day.
Mhm.
It's a bonus of you working from home.
Right. Exactly.
But go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's the whole thing about being yourself. It's, and I've touched on this a few times about that video, and I'm going to find that video and get a clip of it where the guy was talking about how if you act this way, then you're soft, and if you act this way, then you're unworthy, or whatever he said. And it's talking about how men have to be a certain way in order to be accepted. Like, and watching these videos, you see how goofy I am. You see how silly I am. And I don't have everybody has a problem with, a lot of people, I'm sorry, have a problem with me being me.
But that's the only way I want you, is for you
Yeah.
to be you.
Yeah.
I don't have this preconceived notion or this mold
Mhm.
that I want you to be in. I mean, I'm 5'10". It would be great if you were 6'3", but
We'll be right back. No.
but that doesn't take away from your character or
Right.
who you are.
Right.
You know, it doesn't take away from how brilliant you are. You're an
Right.
amazing writer.
Thank you.
So,
but that's the thing. It's like today we went shopping, and we were at the Nike store, and I'm kind of brand loyal to Nike, certain models, and I'm looking around certain models. I didn't get any Nikes today.
No, you did not.
Anyway, I was looking for certain Jordans that I do actually like. And I was like, excuse me, pardon me, being Wayne and saying excuse me. Just regular old me saying, excuse me, I'm trying to get over here. And I'm going, and these dudes are just looking, scowling the whole time. And I was like, oh, I forgot I can't be in a good mood and be okay. Say it out loud, because I that's my FU game is climbing. But
that particular person.
no, it wasn't him. It wasn't that dude
wasn't
yet.
even him?
No, I didn't talk to him until after. But yeah, these were customers.
Oh, see, yeah.
Just standing in the way. Excuse me, I'm trying to look at these.
Well,
kids.
First off, manners are very rare.
Yeah.
And common sense is not so common anymore.
Not at all. No.
And people just will walk in front. You'll be looking at, I can't tell you how many times at the grocery store looking at something.
And they walk right in front of you.
Right in front of you. Do you not see my fat ass?
Anyway.
I'm a hard woman to miss. It's a lot of me here. I'm a hard woman to miss.
I don't want
Excuse me. I can't have an asthma attack fooling with you.
No dying, please. No death here.
Not today.
Not today. But yeah, people
you see me, excuse me. Y'all see me drink off screen. I work for a beverage company. So I would prefer not to get in trouble if I'm not.
Girl, right. Like, we saw your video. Here's your pink slip. But
no, thank you.
Right. But yeah, and then the guy you were talking about, he worked there. All I did was I said, are these shoes, are all shoes 40% off, or just the ones on that back wall? If there was 40% off, or if it was that discount, it'd be right there. I'm like, word. Okay. Thank you.
He is like that every time I've been in there.
I ain't never seen, he had a really cool hat on.
It was a cool hat.
Yeah.
It was. But because me and my sister have gone in there, and he was the same. We've been in there a couple times. He was the same way. I think the last time we were there, because I don't wear that brand, but he was the same way, just walking around like he was constipated, and he was trying to crap out barbed wire or
Right,
something.
right,
I don't know, but
right.
he's just not a happy camper. Is this something I say?
Okay, but yeah, it's a long time ago. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they posted a video, and I think it was Jimmy Jam said, "I don't want to be black today. All I want is a cab." I completely understand that. I just want to be all right to be me. I don't want to have to go through, I don't want to have to go through your filter in order to be accepted.
Right.
At this point, it's like, okay, love me or leave me alone.
Yeah. I'm in my mid-50s now. I know.
What? Why am I here? Joking.
And to me, I have nothing to prove to anybody. If I have anything to prove, it's to myself.
Right.
And I don't have the energy.
Right. It's tiring.
It is very tiring. It is very exhausting. People are the worst sometimes.
Yes.
And, we're supposed to love God's children, but some of y'all challenge
Yeah,
me.
y'all on my nerves a little bit.
A little bit. And don't get it twisted, because I can be I'm a couple handfuls.
I'm sorry, what were we discussing? Hi. When did this start? Good morning. Hi, I'm Wayne. On occasion, a skosh, a shtickle of a lot. Nice. That was real cool how you did that. Anywho, go ahead. People.
And people.
Yeah.
People are
gonna peep.
People are going to peep. People are peopling, and they make it hard because going out in public. People are out in public.
Yes.
You could be having the best day.
Yes.
And people will start to people.
And it's like, I just want to go back home.
Yeah. Do I really need what I came out here for?
They come out like, I ain't even hungry anymore. I'm ready to go back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it, the customer is not always right.
No.
The customer is not always right. No. There's a way that you talk to people.
Yeah.
Now, if you call me and you let me know off rip, look, you're the one that answered the phone, but it's not you, I can boogie with you. Yeah. I completely understand. I mess up. You know why? Because I'm still human. I am still human. I make mistakes daily. Now, if you are so good where you're perfect and you don't make a mistake, okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. But that's not me.
Right.
That's not me. I messed up. Mm-hmm. And all I can do is own it. Right. I apologize and I own it. Yeah, mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I dropped the ball. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And sometimes I apologize for things that have nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. Just to keep the peace. Just to whatever. Or accept the blame. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Is accepting the blame for something I didn't do just to keep the peace.
Right.
Because a lot of times
you can have a full on relationships and do that. Full on.
Yeah, I've done that. No, I've done that. Happy place. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Good job. So I would like to pause at this point.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Once again, thank you, Oz. If it wasn't for you, there would be no us.
You wouldn't be here.
But especially thank you to Mark Cummings.
Yes.
Of A Walk on Water Entertainment and When Three Become One. Because if it wasn't for Mark,
there would have been no movie for us to meet on.
Exactly.
Movie set for us to meet on.
Exactly. So still had a lot of fun doing that.
Yes.
And we'll post links to When Three Become One mm-hmm. and for our books mm-hmm. as well. And thank you to everyone again who has reached out to us and enjoyed our show. Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to doing this more. Yes. We're trying to work out the kinks. We're trying to figure it all out. And
thank you to Jonathan Coleman.
Yes.
And Blacktopia.
Yes.
And Cyrus Webb.
Yes.
And
Earl
Hall.
Yes.
Willie. I'm sorry. Earl Hall and Dr. Toss.
Yes.
And everybody that's helping us on this journey,
Yes.
on this part of our
Yes.
journey. Thank you, guys. Let's try that again. Thank you guys so very much.
We appreciate you
Definitely.
so much. We appreciate y'all being in our corner, giving us little gems and, you know, dropping these golden nuggets. We deeply appreciate it.
Definitely.
And as a matter of fact, thank you for those who don't believe in us.
Oh, thank you the most, because you drive us to piss you off.
And do better.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So number 2 is in the can, people.
This is it.
This is it. We'll be live next time.
We will be live. We still trying. Well, we're still trying. We're gonna get it together.
Yes, we will.
We are going to get it together. And this time, no, you didn't eat before this one, did you?
No, but I'm okay.
You are okay.
This is all adrenaline, because as soon as we go and cut, I'll hit the floor.
And I'll throw a pillow on.
Yes, and just leave it down there.
Yeah.
Right.
And
no, you're just gonna throw the pillow on me and then you figure it out. And I'll be here flopping around.
Yeah, I'll move everything out the way.
Well, that's sweet of you. Thank you, because I don't want to knock the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? My spirit is a little hungry. I could use a little nourishment.
A little sustenance.
A little bit.
Okay. Bye, guys. Oh my God. Wrong hand to wave with. Bye, guys. Have a good one.